I don't know, it's hard to go into things with the idea of as like a writer, you know, when you're like dating a writer, oh God, you know, like.
I've definitely made decisions in my life where I'm like, this would be a good scene. Like I shouldn't do this, but this would be a good scene, and I do it.
That's the thing.
You know, I have as well. I feel like I did that a lot in college, and I've tried to like, I tried to not do that as much, you know, or like just like I've had fucking, oh my God.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
I think often the things that I write about are the things that I couldn't help doing. So they're not the things where I'm like, maybe I do this, maybe I do that. It's like,
it's just way more. Yeah.
Like,
have you ever been in an argument with like someone and then
wait a second, I could be like, you're right, like,
wait,
or I could be like,
wait, but it's so heated. Oh, this is such a good scene. Like it's such good dialogue.
I know.
Like,
I'm Luke Steinfeld.
And I'm Wyatt Sarkissian.
We made the 50/50 podcast to support you on your filmmaking journey.
50% business, 50% creative.
Every Tuesday, a new how-to.
This week, we talk with writer-director Parker Fenady. Her short film, I Didn't Like You, premiered at May's 50/50 Comedy Festival and has since garnered hundreds of thousands of views. Through discussing the film's groundedness and delicate way of approaching budding relationships, we begin to look inwards, discussing how each of us manages relationships, specifically in an industry that requires fielding vibrant personalities and complex social dynamics. What is it like to come of age alongside the characters you write? It's one of the most honest discussions we've had on the podcast yet. Enjoy.
We just had Johnny Marks here, and he was freaking out knowing that you, Parker Fenady,
I can't believe I'm warming his seat. This is like...
You really are.
Everything to me.
And we were talking about Seance, which is the OG, one of the OG 50/50 films.
Yeah.
Also just you and Johnny and I don't know who else was.
Liv and Sarah.
Liv and Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Liv and Sarah.
Shout out Liv and Sarah. Yeah, that film really takes me back to like the most beautiful time ever.
Really?
Yeah, it was so like fun to make. It was like for a class in college.
What class was it? Just like a 310 or something?
It was a really, really strange class that happened for one semester, and then USC called the professor and was like, we don't want you anymore.
Oh, no.
And so because of that, I won't say his name, I think.
Oh my God.
But it was like, how do theater kids make film?
Oh.
And it was strange. It was strange for a few reasons.
That's genuinely appealing to me.
Yeah.
That's like my whole existence.
Theater. He's a theater guy.
Yeah. You can ask Johnny off camera about how good or bad that teacher was at doing it. But we were kind of like, okay, let's just like make a skit. And it was Johnny's idea, the film was. Yeah. And it was he wrote the draft of it. And then he came to me with it, and then we kind of collaborated on where it came to. And then he was like, do you want to direct it? And I was like,
that's sweet.
Hello.
Had you been like? Did he know you as a person who could direct at that point?
We just did group session.
Oh right. Okay.
So that was kind of I know we had already.
I thought group session was like a recent, not recent, but like more recent than Seance.
It's because it took much longer because it was like a 20-minute short.
Whoa. Right.
But Seance we like genuinely turned it around in like a day.
Yeah.
And it was funny because me and Sarah showed up in the same pajamas, and we were like, okay, we'll write that in. Like it was changing. Really, it was like on the fly.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorite things I did in college because it was so fun. And it's also really random that I was in it. I know Teresa was meant to be in it. And Teresa, I had sketch comedy practice or something. Yeah. So, it was like in a very fun way, one of our babies. I look back on that and I'm like, that's a deep cut, man.
It's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut.
I will probably link it.
Absolutely.
Link it below.
Yeah. We'll have to. We were saying it has like a bunch of views now on YouTube.
Does it?
Yeah.
Guys.
See,
I got to keep up.
Who knows?
It's foundational to you and foundational to us in the festival. Like it's a big deal.
It's so funny. I watched it maybe a year ago, and I was like, that is hilarious. Johnny's just so good. I know. And I think when you take a partnership like what we had in college, and I can see so clearly from the outside of it now why it was so awesome and helpful for both of us, right? Because he's so creative and so funny. And I don't know what I brought to it, but he brought those things, and it worked really well. It was very magic sauce.
What he says about you and your partnership is that he is kind of a self-described creative who is just a bunch of energy, and you as a director producer are able to like harness that energy to some extent. That's kind of what I gathered from him. And he needs someone who's like organized and
so he
has
said
a
he needs
plan.
me. He said he needs me and he misses me and he wishes he was here now.
Exactly.
Nice.
And he
had work,
if anything, Parker has a plan. Is what he said. He's just like, he was so complimentary.
Were you actor first for a certain amount of time?
Yeah.
Because you were in drama school, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a good, yes. So I grew up like a theater kid like you are. And so obviously like when you grow up a theater kid, you do theater, like you're the actor.
Yeah.
And I loved doing that. I did that through school, through high school, and I did it in college as well. I think when I was like 17-ish, I really realized that not being an actor was an option. Like I was always the thing I did that like got out my creative, joie de vivre, if you could say that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but I would like write skits and I was, me with my flip camera doing my little videos. Like, I didn't realize that was something I could pursue though. I think when you're young and you're a girl and you say I love movies, everyone tells you got to be an actress. I think if you're young and a boy, they tell you should be a film director. So it kind of took a second. And then in college is really when because I didn't even apply to USC for film school. I applied as like an Englishy narrative studies major. And then once I got there, I realized I could do film school. Yeah. And so I did like an internal transfer.
Cool.
To production? Were you?
To CAMS.
To CAMS, that's right.
Because I was a double major.
That's
Well, technically what I did.
It's all coming back now.
Yeah.
This is years ago. Yeah.
It was not allowed by the rules. Because this is like what COVID did for me. I was a theater, or was I? No, I was a CAMS major first, and then I wanted to go abroad to do the drama school. But
wow, where is that abroad?
London. It's really great. Really, really great. You do a semester of drama school. They give you 16 credits back at USC.
Wow, that's
really
amazing.
Awesome. Very cool program. Would recommend it. But my CAMS advisor retired or went on leave halfway through my like sophomore year, and no one replaced her. And so like the person in the film school who says like you can't double major, I never met with because
you did your thing.
So I added it. No one stopped me. And
you really had like just kind of professors who would just like leave and kind of. You had like a bunch of people at USC.
Yeah, there's a lot of adjunct behavior at USC.
Yeah,
it's like film industry people. I remember that class was so funny because
kind of in and out.
I had professors who were like, go on a walk with me. Kids, this business is bad. You think I want to be here teaching all your shits? I don't want to do that. That whole thing. It was very funky.
Yeah.
I think there's something really cool about that in character building.
Totally. They're not teachers at the end of the day. They're just like people who will just be honest and like.
That's so true. Like the film school situation is just like a bunch of like.
No.
It's like a bunch of
people who just like want like healthcare.
Yeah, like did their job.
Some civility at some point. Yeah.
It's funny growing up in LA, like four kids who I went to high school with, their parents are professors at USC.
Right.
Oh my God.
And I would like see them and I'd be like, oh my God, like I was
in
your house when I was 16.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is a little strange.
It is a little.
Where did you grow up?
In the Valley in Sherbrooke.
Okay. Did you go to Oaks Christian or something? Or
I went to Buckley.
Buckley. Yeah. That's right. Okay.
Of the shards of Bret Easton Ellis fame.
Yeah, we played Buckley and
we played Buckley
and all.
It's weird. There's about to be a TV show set there.
No way.
Really?
Yeah.
Like actually
like
filmed?
the shards.
Are you like a story?
The shards.
It takes place in
Gerber,
Buckley. Yeah. And it's like like the Buckley Griffin, which is our high school's mascot. And
That's
like
fun.
The field, like it takes place in the high school.
That's
it's
fun.
a murder mystery.
Wow, interesting.
It's like some of my friends were auditioning for it.
Yeah. So I feel like you really grew up like within the industry, and you kind of knew. Like when did you have it figured out from the beginning, or like what was your view on the industry like growing up and everything?
Interesting. I grew up. Yeah, I'd say I grew up around it a lot. Yeah. I think when you're from LA, that kind of happens. But when I was younger, my dad worked in it. And so I grew up on film sets. And I grew up like watching and that kind of thing. And then he left the industry when I was like 10-ish. And so it was like an interesting thing to watch. Because I feel like everyone you know's parents also work in film. And I honestly just didn't think that anyone's parents did anything that wasn't working in film for a while, which is crazy. I think it was really, my experience was nice insofar as I grew up seeing film sets. And then when I kind of had my like coming of age, I wasn't on them. You know what I mean? And like, I realized like, oh, this is a really specific job that so few people have. I just happen to be surrounded by a lot of people who do. And so, yeah, I think I realized how fleeting it was and how like you take a step outside of it. Like I was almost like in it, and then I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's when you were actually like learning about yourself as a person, you know, so you had that sort of like separated view.
Yeah, I'd say.
As a kid from Los Angeles, I think it's so important whether you're wanting to be a film maker or just in film in general, or just a human in general. I think it's so important to get out of Los Angeles and like have that distance, then go back into it, because it is such a bubble.
Have you done it?
To get out of LA? Yeah.
I mean,
I lived in Rome.
Yep.
My first semester of school, and it like shattered. My reality.
Oh my god. You have that one coming of age you leave experience. That's like kind of what almost all of my writing is about.
Yeah.
That time in my life. When I went to London.
Oh, you did. So so you ended up going.
Yes.
Okay, I thought like COVID got in the way of that. So you totally went.
No, I went.
Oh my gosh.
I went in 2021.
Whoa.
Yeah, drama school. It was awesome.
And so how talk about that? That sounds amazing.
It rocked. The first half of the program, actually I don't really need to talk about the program.
Okay.
But my experience there was amazing insofar as I think I had come out of a few years of hopping from like a small high school into like a huge college.
Yeah.
Fish out of water, was really struggling with like I don't know, just growing up, because LA is so small. It's like everyone knows you and your story, whether you like that or not.
It's like, oh, you're this person's kids. Or like,
yes, and I know your brother, and la la la.
Yeah.
You know, that whole thing. So for me, USC was huge, and there was the college culture was very different than the culture I grew up in. And I was like, whoa, almost relieved when COVID happened that I could kind of just
have like a reset.
So by the time I actually went to London, what was great about it is that the small class sizes and like the creativity and having a cohort of like 15, 20 people who are like your people. I think for the first time in a few years, I let people get to know me, and it was such a gift. And as I let them get to know me, I really got to know myself. Like it was the first time I've ever introduced myself to people, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Wow.
Totally relate to that.
You have to like know who you're introducing.
Yeah.
You know.
I was an athlete my entire life, and then got injured, and I was soccer and lacrosse. Okay. But I was like doing the whole thing, going to school for it, college-wise, got injured and had an opportunity to either hold a year and then go to college for sports, or I got into USC off a whim. I never thought I'd ever go there. And like film was not really top of mind. I was just like, sure, that sounds interesting, whatever. Yeah. But this Rome opportunity came up, and I said, kind of screw it, and went to Rome and introducing myself for the first time in so long to people, and like meeting new friends all of a sudden, realizing, oh, like I kind of do have a skill at doing this. I just have never really used it.
Like outside of, there's like, we talk about so much how sports were so helpful.
Yeah.
But in a way, it was like being on a team always was
you
like
just
a way
built
to sort of
in
hide
friends.
I think, oh my gosh, I find it so helpful.
Yeah.
Teams. I think
Yeah.
a lot of my experience on sets and the success I've found in like the place I have on sets comes from teams.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And I guess returning to just going to Rome for me and introducing myself, like it was a new identity. It was like, I'm no longer, no one knows me as like the lacrosse kid.
Yeah.
Or the soccer guy. It's like, oh, wait, no, this is Luke, who's also a student, and he's from here. Like, and it was like this breath of fresh air of like, I can say something nuts to you, and you're going to believe it because you've never met me.
How am I introducing myself?
Exactly. And
those are really important moments in life. Like whether you go to a summer program and you're like having to frame yourself, or other people frame yourself for you, which is something that I felt like. I went to like this NYU writing camp thing, summer high school thing, and immediately people started calling me Hollywood. That was like my nickname. And I was like, God, like I don't know. I'm not even. My parents aren't in the industry. Like I don't know much about anything. I just like theater or whatever. Like I feel like I'm more like New York than Hollywood.
Yeah,
even.
you give New York, if that is any consolation.
Sure, but like, thank you. Yeah. But they started calling, and I like could not shake the nickname.
It's so funny.
So I was like, I might as well just like embrace it and like have pride that I'm from LA and all that. But it was the first time when I was like, nobody at Brentwood at our high school would ever call me Hollywood.
No,
like,
that's so funny.
I know.
I know it is really kind of like an earth-shattering thing to meet people outside of the ecosystem, because there's such like a fascination with the ecosystem
That's
also
true.
I don't think I clocked before I met people who which it all makes sense, like it's valid. I think it just was like, what?
It's just different, you know, and it's so important to have that perspective and to jump out of it and meet new people and learn different perspectives as a filmmaker, as an artist, to be able to then return, as you said, to that ecosystem and explore those things on the page or on set. And so for you as an actor, like in London, were you just like, was it like a sandbox? Like, were you just playing? Like, can you talk about maybe, did it help you like find your technique as an actor? Because we don't really, we've spoken to a few actors on here, but like it'd be fun to kind of lean into that.
For sure. I think for me, at that point I had already decided I wanted to be more of like the writer-director, and it was kind of a gift to have that decision, because I got to really just have fun. The stakes
it wasn't
weren't
the pressure on the career and all that.
It wasn't like, oh, I gotta really, you know, it was more like I fell in love with this like storytelling through this medium of theater acting specifically.
Right. Because you're getting to read all these plays, and
you get to put, basically the first half of the program was study, and the second half was putting up a show. And they like switched up the groups halfway through, and you got to like do it in this black box theater in London, and it was really fun. So I was like, this will be like my one last show as like a, like, I don't know, I wanted to really get back into my body and discover acting. As I think like there is such a privilege of growing up in a city like LA, where there's such like a vibrant arts culture, where you really just grow up and play and are weird, and you like wear weird clothes, and you pretend you're like a grandpa, and you like, that's, I like carried around a cane for like a year when I was 7.
You really,
I was that kid, and like
people were probably like afraid of it.
They're
like, oh
they're
my
like
gosh,
sick. They're like, that kid funny. So I think there's something about like
in London, they're like, "Are you okay?" Like,
in London, they're like,
"Oh my god, I feel so bad for that 7-year-old."
Like, So I think
classic American.
They're like, no, literally.
It's like a 1600s.
But so it was nice. I think for me, having that like creative, it let me just return to like something that I think before you get like a self-awareness of like your teens, or like I just had a lot of stuff in my teens that was like I needed to kind of, I don't know, get at one with myself, and that really gave me the opportunity to do so.
It's so fun, like acting serves so many purposes, but in this case it was like it made you find yourself.
For sure. It was so silly too.
It was about like, self-discovery rather than like honing in a skill in particular.
That's the thing, like it was like, I don't know, I came out of kind of like a really serious few years of my life, and then they were like, writhe on the floor for like 10 minutes. And I was like,
all right.
Sure.
All right.
That kind of thing. And kind of just being able to be silly, not just by myself, like be silly with myself and not punish myself for that, and then be silly around other people. I was like, whoa, this is earth-shattering. So I think that was such a beautiful time in my life, because you get to know people so deeply in theater programs too, like
quick too. I mean, with any of that stuff. What was the big takeaway for you coming back to the States?
So right before I left, I had a film teacher tell me, he was like, I love your films, because I was making these shorts and they were very like abstract and cool and funky. I don't know, you should ask Cooper Roth about it one day, because he was in that class, he knows. But he was like, I just feel like you don't really know what you're saying yet. And I loved that note. I keep that note to this day, because he was like, your form, perfect, probably the whatever, like best here, like I love it, they're just not saying something enough for me. And I was
that's a great note, honestly.
Like, and that's the thing about like also, these funky teachers at USC. He's the one who took us around like this.
It's great,
really hard to hear.
But it's like tough. Like, how did you feel in the moment hearing that?
I think I was like, for sure. I agreed. You know what I mean? I think there's something inside of you that can kind of, I don't know, it wasn't a hard note for me. But also, you know, that's maybe, I wasn't there to be told I was good at something. I was there to learn. So when I came back, I just remember being like, that's what I have to say. A lot. It just was an experience where like, you felt like you were in a movie the whole time. Like everything that was happening kind of, I was like, dang, I should be writing this down.
As in, that's what I have to say of like, okay, my message now is going to be fish out of water, what you learned from that, and like returning back home. Like
when I went to London, I answered that question he asked me of like, what is it you're trying to say?
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like found it there. in a way that was like undeniable.
I understand.
Okay.
I misunderstood. I thought this film professor was in London.
No,
this was pre-London.
He was a British professor in LA who was like taking us
Oh
on
my
walks so we
gosh.
could smoke cigarettes during class.
Okay.
Crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah.
My hero.
So this was before London. London going there, taking this program allowed you to find that.
Yeah.
That meaning, that message. And
For sure.
what was that if you had to put, I'm sure you've pitched this 100 times,
Yeah.
but like, I guess in like a general, like what is that pitch?
I think it is when you're in your young 20s, like, I think for young women, which is, sorry boys, like usually what I write about, like how young women come of age through each other and how none of those experiences happen, you know, in isolation. I think through meeting people, like falling in love with people platonically, not platonically.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people I could look to in my life and be like, I wouldn't be this person without you. In a way that's such a gift. So I think kind of dissecting that has been the focus of my writing.
That's like that is broad in the best way, you know, because it can apply to so many different situations, and it's very interpersonal. And that's something that I've seen with your work. It's very grounded.
Yeah.
Like we always talked about even with the last comedy festival, which your short was
I
in.
like you. Come on.
Yeah. Their comedy obviously as a genre spans so many different directions, you know, more sketch-like, more abstract, then very grounded. And your short, I think I've seen a lot of your work, but this one was like, this feels the most like your voice.
People
was what I thought.
Loved it.
People
too.
loved it.
Like
It's a kind of short that just makes you want to like live in that world.
Yeah.
Like I want to be at the bar with those girls.
Guys,
you know.
Me too. Thank you.
Right. I mean, you are. You are.
and it's
To be fair, I make it into one frame of the film.
There
we
do
go.
you?
A one frame.
I was just thinking spiritually, but there
No,
we go.
physically.
Yeah.
I'm standing outside the bathroom, and as she opens the door,
How did I miss that? I feel like I've
because
seen
it's
this.
super, super quick, and I wasn't supposed to be there. I was holding. Actually, technically,
Oh,
if you
you're
see it,
literally
I'm
a-
holding a monitor outside.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks like an iPad kit or something. Maybe?
Yeah. Well, I could be holding a drink. Like you just see like arm. You get
There's
like
a
one
little
frame
kid
of
in there,
arm.
yeah.
I know. I almost
good.
had to paint myself out. But
You
it was
didn't have
fine.
to waste money. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. But congratulations on that. Just
Thank you
side
so
note,
much.
and also on the success the film has had. I know the numbers on YouTube and everything. I mean, it's incredible.
Crazy.
Yeah. If you're ready to jump there, I would love to
Always
ask.
ready to jump there.
But like, how does that
please.
feel? Seeing the response.
And if you want to also
Yeah.
just for context,
That's true.
frame the film, and then we
Sure,
can
sure.
discuss.
Yeah. So my first short as writer director, I'll tell it to you guys because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
here.
yeah.
I didn't like you. You've seen it. You know it well. It's a story about 3 best friends who are going through a coming of age experience where one is going on a first date, and so the other 2 naturally are going to go and watch and make sure she doesn't die or
Right.
anything of that sort. This is something I did a lot when I went to London because we were like in a new city. Like,
Kind of have to.
yeah, but
Yeah.
often I was not basically always I was the one sitting watching, making sure everyone was okay. And I found there was a lot of like color and texture in that experience of watching, you know, because it's like 2 duos of dates. So basically in the short film, 2 friends are watching a date, and then over the course of the night you realize, oh, the date's actually happening between the 2 friends and not the people at the bar. It's kind of like a little reversal. So that's the premise.
Right.
And I made this in 2024. It was the first like Who Am I piece really I ever made. And I think when you make something, it's so nerve-wracking and so many, but it's really beautiful because everyone there is only there because they believe in you. And I think the really cool experience about having like a first short like this, and a lot of my friends have done, is like the last person in that room who's gonna believe in you and be like, you should do this, is yourself always. So like, it's only when you get in that room you realize how many people show up for you. I had that. We shot on my birthday. It was really beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Happy
It was,
birthday.
like,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah. I was like, sorry for the labor. Thank you. And so we shot it, and I had just best actors. Like, genuinely,
Yeah,
everyone
really,
who's there,
really
I
good
was like,
casting.
oh, this is something really
Did you
beautiful.
know them before?
I knew one of them before, and then one of them ish.
Yeah.
But no, I met a few of them through the process.
Yeah.
And then, it did festivals, and I knew it so well because I edited it, like every frame. I could close my eyes and do the movie. And I was like, oh, I need to get away from this. And then when it came time to like release it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, need to find a way to love this again.
Yeah.
Which I loved it the whole time. I just think when you're super close to something, it's like,
Yeah, we
ah.
talk about it a lot.
Yeah. So I made the zine. Like I I was like, what if I made, because I just watched the I Used to Be Funny and Shiva Baby, like Vinegar Syndrome DVD extras, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I was like, wait, young, awesome girls my age can make DVD extras. You know, that's super cool. I feel like usually it's only with like dated movies, like older movies. And so I made the zine, and doing that really got me back into it ahead of the movie coming out. And then Film Shortage wanted it, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And they rock, and I will be their, you know, champions till the day that I die. I want to work with them forever because they really rock. And it came out on the week of Valentine's Day, like 2 years after we shot it, and 1 year, I think, to the day after our first screening of it.
So is this 2026 February?
Yeah, this year.
Yeah.
Came out this year.
Yeah.
And it immediately, like started. Response, which was so surreal, I think, because when you make shorts, you don't do it because you expect people to watch them or because you expect to make money. Like you make it because you have something to say.
If you're trying to go viral, making a short film is a lot of work.
A slice of life short film that you literally can't cut a trailer for.
Totally.
Make any other decision, I think. But, well, and that's the thing. I literally never cut a trailer for it. That's why I was like, I don't think it's going to, you know, or I didn't know, but I was like, you know, a lot of festivals want like a trailer. I was like, I don't know how to cut a trailer for this, respectfully. Yeah. So, and I didn't really do that much to promote it, but it got like this traction, and it has this like awesome, you know, like fan base, and like the letterbox.
There's real fandom behind it. There really is. And I think, you know, the zine and like the website that you've built, and like you've really created this like
that's
world around it. Yeah.
Which like that's just another version of what a trailer does in a way.
Yeah.
You know,
it's true. I was like, I just spent like
giving
9
you a
months
taste
on
of the
Canva
world.
Pro, like,
Right. Yeah.
But it's so worth it because it allows those, you know, million people who've seen the thing to be able to go on this website if they want to and like explore this world and live in it a little bit longer.
For sure.
You know?
I know. It was so, it's been so touching, I think, to watch like what people have to say about it. I guess like Letterboxd and such. For people to describe it the way that I have felt about films in my life that were formative to me.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And you get that on Letterboxd, you know, because that's where the real...
it's the audience.
And I think luckily the audience has had my sense of humor, and so they, like, it makes me laugh, a lot of this stuff. But I think what was the most rewarding in it getting viewership for me, because it hasn't really practically changed that much in my life, besides, like, a lot of people took a chance on me to make this film.
Yeah.
And for me, it's given me confidence to be able to like look at them and be like, look at this beautiful thing that we've built, and how it wasn't in vain, and how it resonated with people.
Yeah. What do you think about it made it so resonant? Like what about that story?
It's a good question. I think really, I almost wonder. I have kind of wondered if it like fell on the heels of that heated rivalry, like a lived-in depiction of a queer experience that was like, I keep saying slice of life,
like a new queer experience.
Yes, like that new queer experience that I think there's been a lot of demand for, and I've seen coming, which has been really awesome. Something that you can watch no matter what your sexuality is and be like, I've felt that before. Totally. What was really cool to me is I think
like when you're friends with someone, you're like, maybe there's something more.
Like the fact that you guys like it is like.
Yeah.
It's just like a good like storytelling, or I guess like that's what you aim for, is like for anyone to be able to see themselves.
It's universal.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. I want to play like a scary song from like a horror movie before this, but all the copyright stuff. So I can't, but imagine there's like a scary song playing right now and it's like, oh, the 50/50 Horror Festival is coming up. You need to submit your short film soon by August 7th. August 7th is the deadline. You have 2 months to submit your short film. You have 2 months, and then after that there's another deadline. Read it here first. Submit now. Submit now, if you dare. Now, but for real, we have our horror festival coming up in October. October 18th is the actual day. Get your short in by August 7th if you want to be a part of it. We look forward to viewing your submission on Film Freeway. 50/50 horror. Those are the numbers. 50/50 horror.
And so I guess the flip side of, the big numbers and all of this, success and the Letterboxd reviews, are you feeling any sense of pressure for what's next? And I guess in thinking about what's next, are you, thinking about a feature in the same vein? Like, I don't mean to be putting this on you and we don't have to talk about it if it feels like weighty or something, but like, where's your head at, I guess, on the flip side of things? Of like, it's amazing to see this response. Now I have to make my next thing. Yeah. Or is it like, now I get to make my next thing? Like, like all these people love me, like.
Yeah, I think going into it being released, I had a few meetings with some people that are like meetings, it had meetings energy. Yeah. And what they were saying is, well, you have to have the next thing ready to launch the day of this one being launched. Right. I'm like, what? And I think there was like a week where I stressed myself out about that, and I called my friend Ethan Lee, sound guy who did sound on the film, and he was like, calm down. And I was like, okay. But in terms of like my slate, like I was gonna make another short last year. I ended up having endometriosis excision surgery this year, so it's kind of overtaken my docket. And I think having that breathing room has been maybe a nice thing. Yeah. Because now I had a plan. When I wrote this, I had 3 shorts written, and I was like, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be a trilogy, and it's going to tell one story through different characters, and if you watch them together, you'll understand that.
Oh, whoa.
Which is cool. And but since I've had some breathing room on that, I wrote this as a pilot, which has been going around in the way that pilots do. Yeah. Actually, I should send this to you guys. I think you'd have fun reading it.
Please. Yeah.
And I am now, which once you write your first pilot, they're like, first feature? And I'm like, cool. So
always,
I've been writing that.
It's coming.
Yeah, and it is based on the second short that I was going to make.
Okay.
Cool.
And actually, I've taken since then the first sequence of that feature I'm making as a short next month.
Cool.
Great idea.
Which as a proof of, or?
Yeah, as a proof of concept. Because I think their second short I love it. It's like, to me, like the most, like, it's like poking the most sensitive part of my body. I'm like, oh, this is like my baby, and I really don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit surreal and like funky in a way that I love, but I think in terms of finishing this feature, which is what I'm doing now, doing the short is going to get me really excited about it. Because writing the feature has been something that's been really exciting for me. So it's kind of shifting my order in terms of, I had number 1. Now number 2 is pushed to number 3. There's a new number 2. They have the same title. Trying to figure it out. And then number 3 originally, I don't know.
Right.
I think it may just drop off, and I think I'll probably.
It seems like you're really still doing like a version of what you originally set out to do with different formats and everything.
And different characters. Yeah. And like,
I was curious about like what does make it consecutive? Is it like thematically or because it's different character? Yeah. So like how. Would you be willing to talk about that?
So basically, I kind of wanted it to be like called like an Awakenings trilogy, I guess. And the way that I saw it, this is what I came home from London with, kind of ideologically. Yeah. Is like you experience an awakening. It happens in 3 stages. Is, oh my gosh, this is the best. Like you meet someone, you're like, I'm at the top of the pyramid of self-actualization. I understand life now, and it rocks, and nothing's ever going to get better or worse than this.
And you're understanding it through another person, too.
Exactly.
That's like essential to your mission statement.
And then the second phase is realizing that like, oh, everything that you had before this relationship, all the sticky feelings are still there, and you bring that into the relationship with you. And you kind of realize, oh, being with this person can't fix me, and like what am I to do? You know what I mean? When the person I was is being reflected to me through this person I love, and the parts of me that are hard are kind of facing the idea that, that idea of like, oh, what I brought into this may sink this, or et cetera, kind of like once you have something to lose, I don't know,
Absolutely.
Like you don't really have to look at yourself until you're looking at yourself through the eyes of someone you love. So doing that for the first time is the second phase.
So interesting. Yeah.
And then the third phase is like
breaking up. I'm kidding.
Luke. It's true. It's basically the idea is like once the person who you were with when you had an awakening is gone. How do you still stay the person you were because of them? Does that make sense? Right? Like through the context of this story, like how do you how are you still a queer person if the person that in your mind made you queer or whatever is gone? How do you, how do you be queer if you're not doing queer things or something?
How do you inhabit that?
Yeah.
And it could like, obviously that is so beautiful, but it's a universal thing, this sense of coming of age. It could be a different part of a relationship that you learn from someone, and then when you lose them, it feels like you're losing that too, but you really aren't, you know?
The breakup could also be breaking up like a part of yourself, you know, like a layer of yourself, or like an old version of yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and it's not even, I think it's, what works about it also is that I've seen this in like mentor relationships, like friendship breakups, which are a huge thing that
those are gnarly.
love.
Yeah. Damn.
Real
have one of
interesting.
those?
Friendship breakup?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I think there's a lot of ways in which, like, again, it goes back to we come of age through each other. And like, weirdly, the kinship I've found with a lot of people in that experience has been something that's kept me writing about it. You know what I mean? Like, people being like, I resonated with this, or actually, they say it in a lot fun. They come to me with my sense of humor, and they will say things, and I'm like, you can't be saying that out loud. I'm like, you're gonna get in trouble. But actually, I remember the first time I met Kate.
Soltel?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Kate.
Of course.
I say first name.
Yeah.
You know what I
Kate
mean.
is a first name at this
No,
point.
I know.
Yeah.
The first time I met Kate walked up to me at like Nifty and was like, your film made me want to put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And I was like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
And then I got to know Kate, and I was like, copy, understand.
Oftentimes when Kate says something, I will be like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
That is a common.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, like it's cool to see different parts of it resonate with people. I don't know, like I wrote it, or I write because like if it connects with one person, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So are you like when because I'm like, I think relationships are super interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a very interesting kind of way to attack film and stories, and like that's just where my mind goes. Like that's an interesting way to do it. Like, are you the type of person that you hear a friend be like, I just broke up with someone, you're like, okay. Like, tell me how.
Yeah, you're like,
like, what happened?
I wish. Honestly,
You're not. Okay.
I wish.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to learn right now is to write outside of my own experience.
So, but with your past experience,
Yeah.
are you like, I got to date a bunch and I got to like see things and I got to do this and do that? Or is it like...
Unfortunately, I'm going back to the well a lot instead of getting new material. I think for me, I define my life often when I think about it as like there are times where you're living your material and times where you're writing it.
Yeah.
And it's really important to know which.
It's a great point.
And so I'm not usually when I'm like, oh, I need to find something new to write about, not going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I've learned, I think part of what like the meditative part of being a writer is making peace with that. Like, but you can just find, like, there's unfortunately so much from my past material. I cannot, you know what I mean? I think you can look at, when you're an introspective mind, which I spend too much time up here, arguably, I always find new things that I'm like, unravel this a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that for you, it's more about unraveling these
experiences. Yeah.
Okay. And have you found, because it's interesting to then go into relationships with that kind of understanding and experience, but also just the fact that you have spent the time unraveling certain dynamics and relationships, you can then take that knowledge and experience and go into a new relationship kind of with this new set of expectations.
Yeah, it's a framework.
Yeah,
it's a frame of mind that you like would go into a relationship thinking.
Yeah, spooky.
No. Yeah.
Spooky, but also very positive, where it's like you can have really incredibly fruitful relationships. And like, again, the breakup piece where it's like, it doesn't have to necessarily be a breakup. It could be a breakup with a past version of yourself to maintain this relationship.
I think a lot of when you write about relationships, the way it works as a framework is because you're writing about yourself.
Yes.
Or you're writing about your experience because they make you like dig so deep.
Yes.
But yeah, I talk a lot with my artist friends about what do you do when you're like someone who's this age, like you don't want to, I don't know, it's hard to go into things with the idea of as like a writer, you know, when you're like dating a writer, oh God, you know, like...
I've definitely made decisions in my life where I'm like, this would be a good scene. Like, I shouldn't do this, but this would be a good scene, and I do it.
That's the thing.
You know,
I have as well. I feel like I did that a lot in college, and I've tried to like tried to not do that as much, you know, or like just like I've had fucking oh my god.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
I think often the things that I write about are the things that I couldn't help doing. So they're not the things where I'm like, maybe I do this, maybe I do that. It's like,
it's just way more. Yeah.
Like,
have you ever been in an argument with like someone and then
wait a second, I could be like, yeah, you're right, like, wait, or I could be like,
wait, but it's so heated. Oh, this is such a good scene. Like, it's such good dialogue.
I know.
Like,
it's
kind of a curse. It is challenging. It's a curse. Yeah.
It's so hard being an artist, you know.
Oh, frick, man, it's so difficult. Yeah, it's also, I don't know. I find it interesting. Oh, I don't like that word. I find the process of getting more into it. It's more asking questions than it is answering them. Like, yes. I'm like, how do you go into your life and not, for example, like, how do I not mine out every experience that I've ever had until they're empty, right? Like, I'm returning to get like a hit of a feeling, and how many times can I get a hit of that feeling before that feeling's gone in my past?
Yeah.
Also, like, going into my future, you don't want to go into something knowing you could one day use the memory of them in your writing.
Totally.
And so
it's interesting. Nice.
But also you can't help. The consolation is in which is I've discussed, you know, with folks of my past, is that like I haven't been able to or tried to write anything negative about anyone I've ever loved, because I just, you know, even if it goes bad, like maybe one day I'll get there. I don't think so though. I think seeing people is something that's like, once you see someone, you can't unsee them. And unfortunately, when you write about them, or fortunately, you know, when you write about them, that stays with you. You understand them.
There is something really, really important of like developing the skill to be able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And I feel like once you do that, it's kind of difficult to get upset at a
with
lot
them
of
ever.
things.
Yeah, that's how I feel in relationships often.
It's such like romantic relationships,
anything,
you know, literally like
random person on the street.
I find something that I feel like we've talked about, even because we've talked about assistant jobs and various jobs in the industry and things like that, and jobs that are really, really hard. And there's obviously crazy personalities in this business, and like to something that's been helpful for me personally is to like understand people who seem crazy as like how they became that way.
For sure.
And what the actual intention behind what they're saying is.
Yeah.
Because that's just like having
the note
empathy.
Behind the note.
Yeah,
when they're yelling
exactly
at you.
Right. Like,
I think that's so important.
There's a lot of my writing is about what unfortunately has been, you know, or people have described to me as dysfunction. People will be like, yeah, there's a lot of dysfunction in your writing. And I'm like, I guess that's right. But we're all dysfunctional. I think that's the most interesting part.
Yes.
Absolutely. Those are the most interesting things.
Yeah.
That's why Fleabag works, you know.
And I think also, like, this is the thing with women directors that I've noticed, and I just saw a clip of Olivia Wilde talking about this, is that we're so understanding, so empathic, so naturally, that, like, you can work. That's why they say, like, girl friendship falling outs are way worse than boy friendship falling outs, because they're like, because with boys it's like, I don't want to be friends anymore. With girls it's like, I'm going to destroy you from the inside out because I know what your mom used to say to you as a child.
Oh, gosh.
Like that level of intricacy. Right. But I think in terms of directing, it's like a real gift. Where almost like there's like a telepathic connection that like I've seen in a lot of
deep
writing.
Understanding.
Like Fleabag, for example.
Right.
Great example.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Thanks.
Hey.
I try to, you know, give the references that I feel like
one woman once in this interview.
Yeah. What?
No, I was joking.
Yeah.
We've only mentioned women.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, talk about it.
Chris Nolan.
Now we've evened the score.
Chris. Yeah.
We should talk about the invite.
The invite.
Because
we were talking about that off.
So pumped about it.
Yeah.
So good. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. This happens sometimes where Luke's seen something that I haven't seen, or vice versa.
Now we're turning the tables.
Yeah.
Now
exactly. Finally, I've seen one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about it
the
before,
invite
but we loved it.
What we were saying is that
ruin the movie for me.
I'm not going to do that.
No, please. I'm going to see it, but just, you know, why not?
What I was saying is that I saw an interview of Edward Norton, and he had said that the monologue he has a monologue, spoiler.
Okay.
He had written it on his own, and he said, can the first time we shoot it be the coverage of Olivia hearing it? Because she had no idea what he had written. Because they shot chronologically. And so it was kind of like, and this is, to be honest, this is the way that I love to build. And I think the privilege of being at the level I am right now, where like, it's not a bunch of other people's money being sunk into my work. And so the control is really mine. Like, it feels like a repertoire theater company every time we come together and do a short. Me and all of my friends.
Yeah.
And so they shot chronologically, and he was like, can I do this monologue? They did coverage of her, and it changed the entire ending of the movie. Like,
Whoa.
it's, I think, play, the reason anyone sticks with this as a career is because it's so playful. And I'm like, it's so important.
It's something that we constantly have to keep reminding ourselves.
Yeah. And I think as so long as it stays that way, I've found a lot of happiness in it.
There's so much beauty in that play.
Yeah.
And in that ability to call on audible when someone delivers something amazing.
And I admire
like,
in a project of that scale being able...
I mean, that project has been,
Which
it's
was
been around
incredibly independent, was it not?
Yeah,
Wasn't
it was like a Sundance movie,
sick
yeah.
of
Yeah, it had gone through a million different versions of casting and directors and stuff like that.
Because it's indie.
Yeah, it was at Film Nation for a long time, and it was just like, I think Olivia really took it on and ran with it, and the casting was amazing. Everything was amazing about it.
Booksmart, guys, that movie.
Yeah, but like,
she's had the sauce since the beginning.
she is such a good actor.
I know.
Like, that was from the first scene, I was like, this is an Oscar level performance that she is giving.
All right.
That was a huge takeaway for me.
I was really impressed with Seth Rogen's acting too.
Yeah, really
like
good.
the way
he's gotten much better as a serious actor.
The way that they were able to keep up with each other.
Maybe from the studio.
Yeah, I guess naturally.
Yeah.
Studio, so good.
Yeah.
That's the studio is so good. And when people ask what it's like to grow up in LA, it's that. It's like watching the studio.
Yeah.
But you're the camera because you're just a child watching everyone who's an adult.
Right, who's just freaking
So you
out.
like really lived on sets growing up.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Awesome. It was like how like the playful child's mind. It was like reflected around you. I think it was
You see
such
adults
a
dressing
gift.
up and
Like not only that, like on back lots where you walk into a room and you're in a jungle. You walk into a room, you're in whatever. Like
sets and everything.
it really did. I think often people talk about like constricting the child's mind.
Yeah.
And I think growing up in the creative environment that I did allowed a few more years of it to expand.
Yeah.
Before it then clamped down, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
As it
It's
eventually
gonna clamp.
does.
Yeah.
It's always going to
One day.
How have you been able to sustain that like child's mind? And you mentioned play and people who survive in this industry or at least enjoy it to the fullest
Yeah.
are able to hold on to that like sense of play. How do you bring that to set today? you
Yeah.
know?
I think it was a matter of losing it for a while. For like a good while in my life. Like I had just some serious years. I'll just describe them as serious years in my life. And when I went to London is where I found it again.
And
I
also,
think
to me, like acting, that sense of like that's how you get
Exactly.
out of your, that's how you play.
It's almost like a fire. Like when you build a fire, it's like you need to tend to the fire, or else the fire will go out. And that's okay. That's like the joy of sitting by a fire. You know what I mean? We live in a very postmodern world, and I think being able to do the upkeep is one of the gifts that we have as people. It's one of the things that makes us human. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, not to be too dramatic on the 50-50 pod, but
No, we're getting deep.
We get there.
We're getting deep.
This episode is
I mean, I think for me, like, it's a lot of, and unfortunately, I keep saying unfortunately, it's all good things.
everything's fortunate.
Yeah. I think the introspecting, it's hard to turn off, and so it's okay. You know, like the amount that it takes to keep the child's mind. I think it's who you surround yourself with. It's your everyday life. It's the people you surround yourself with, and I've really worked on making both of those things really strong in my life.
Yeah.
And I also think it's a matter of knowing who you are offset, because I think when you come to set
You're
to try
bringing
and get
all
an
that,
experience, it's a mistake. And I think there's a sense of like, who am I that comes with that. I see a lot of people who have that feeling of burnout because they come to set to feel something. If you come to set with who you are, you're able to give your experience and perspective as a gift, and you're able to like get something in return. But I think when you go to it to get something, there's this feeling of like you're using a credit card and you're reaching your limit.
Kind of sounds like set is a relationship in itself.
It's like it's like some exactly.
It's a partner in itself.
Well, that's I think you can look at. That's why when people say like, can I be in a relationship right now? But this is the main question I hear from my friends. Yeah. Can I be in a relationship right now, or do I have to focus on my career? You're choosing one over the other.
Shouldn't. Should you?
I'm just asking questions, Luke.
Should you?
Luke, I just have questions, not answers.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. It's I don't know. I think relationships are so important. I really do.
Yeah.
I think you learn so much about yourself. I think with the right people, they're very important. Even with the wrong people too. It's like you learn a lot from that.
Yeah.
But I do really think that relationships are incredibly important for peers in our group. Yeah, for growth.
Yeah.
Responsibility wise, I think it's really important for us too in this industry to like have some sense of like, because if you're just alone, all day, which is totally fine, but I think it'd be hard to just 24/7.
Yeah.
You're just with yourself grinding.
Well, that's I think in my perspective of
a relationship could be with friends too, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think I watched for the first few years of my life, my dad have an experience with his job that was everything in his life.
Yeah.
And then I watched him go through this experience of who am I without it? And I think it was kind of like a really awesome setup, as in terms of like describing it as an awesome setup is crazy considering the context. But I think for me, what it taught me about like the life I want to live is if you make your job everything, like there's so much life to be lived outside of it. Who are you without it? It made me want to build a life for myself in a way that's really holistic, I guess.
I think balance leads to so much creatively too. Yeah. And I think the beauty, and we spoke about this with Johnny, but like life as an artist, I'm not just a filmmaker, but like life as an artist, as a creative, it is a lifestyle. If you're committing, this is a lifelong journey. It's not like a year or 2 years or 3 years. It's like, no, it's you.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just as equally important to grind as it is to make sure that you are like properly giving yourself the time and like nurturing yourself. And I think relationships are almost like a gift in a way of like
relationships are going to be the thing that gets you in the place where you can go on set and not just like soak up everything and like be giving and selfless and provide the right vibes,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you've been in a long-term relationship. Like how is that?
To me, well, when you talk about, when you talk about sense of play, like I would say that but the main quality of my relationship like is humor. Yeah. And like the ability to feel
this is so sweet.
the ability to feel like young and playful and stupid and hilarious. Like that is the thing that gives me the most energy.
It's also you. It sounds like you're being yourself.
Right. And she's being herself, and we get to be that together and like exacerbate that in each other. And it's very, very like it allows me to just like feel light when I even go to work and go into different rooms, and like it allows me to carry myself in a different way,
Yeah. I was just talking about this with a friend. The idea of like relationships and being an artist. And I think as we were talking about specifically like queer relationships and why there's such a gift in them, which was that I think in like straight relationships, there's one way to do things. And if you're outside of that, then you're outside the norm. And in queer relationships,
you're already outside the norm.
There is no norm, and so it feels like you're creating something and building something. And I think that has been kind of the magic where like a lot of I think people are always like, oh, like there's a specific type of person that's an artsy person, or even like I have a lot of male friends who date bi girls, you know what I mean? Like I think there's something very cool about building something with someone, and in like in a very postmodern world when there isn't really much left to build, building something with someone is like a meditation.
Figuring out what the rules sound so weird, but like what the like the lore of your relationship is.
It makes sense, like a purpose driven. Like there's such purpose in that.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
It's actually like the only real purpose.
It's the only real thing we have anymore, maybe even?
No, but I mean, like, as humans, it's you know what I mean? Like, it's like, no shit, it's satisfying.
Yeah,
you know
no shit,
I mean?
we're thinking and talking about it often.
Yeah, but it's like that's literally what we are on this planet to do. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. It's a bummer.
The idea of building a family or building like a life.
Yeah.
But obviously family means so many things, right?
Yeah.
But like building your safety.
For sure.
You know.
It's just, it's tough to hear about. And I've so many times have been in this boat of like, can I do both? And it's a really hard conversation. And I have to give credit to my older brother, who has sat me down many times and said, it's you. Like, you got to look in the mirror and be like, oh, wait, no, I'm just feeling like this because I'm not perhaps doing this, whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean? In a very interesting way. And it's like, I think relationships are amazing for that because it like holds you accountable.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a really strong relationship with my older brother.
There you go.
And he definitely holds me accountable in a similar way. Yeah, like relationships in all forms, they're really valuable, especially in this time of our life, like the 20s. Really a lot.
We're blind, you know.
Guys, it's a lot right now.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
There's a lot happening.
You know?
All the time.
Yeah. It's like the blindfold, and you're just walking around with your hands out trying to feel stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think you can do both.
I'm saying that's absolutely. I think you need to.
So that's the conclusion that
do you think I can do both?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
I think it's so important.
I do, and
so
it's also
important.
like in those moments, because of course I have those moments where I'm like, what does my job demand of me? How does that fit into the rest of my life? Like, things are, especially when you're starting out, like, life is crazy. But I think that when you think of, oh, I can't do it, you're looking at a very specific framework of like other people you've seen.
Yes.
And it's like, as I assume it's Zach. As Zach is telling you, it's like you are you. Nobody else has done you before.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, nobody else has done you.
No one's doing you better.
So like, it's possible to do it. Go do it. Go try it. You know?
Okay.
I think it's good advice.
That's exactly it, though. Yeah. It's exactly it.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
No, it's such a real thing, though.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a thing. But I also think, like, it's different when you have, like, job, like, your job is job.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's, like, freelance job, which is, like, you're on, you're off, you're on, you're off.
Yes.
It's, like...
It's just a mental spaghetti.
It is a mental spaghetti. And I think all of my friends are on one spectrum from that. And it's, like, for different people in my life, I can kind of see I can see both, you know? Like, I have some friends who are pretty dedicated to being like, I can't do that right now.
Yeah.
And I understand it.
Absolutely. Sometimes you got to lock in.
And if you're saying you can't, you probably can't, or it's not the right time.
If you're saying you can't,
100%.
Yeah. Don't do it if you're saying you can't.
Definitely don't bring someone into that.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of, are you living your material or are you writing it? That's every phase of my life I can break down that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great way to put it. This is fun though. It's fun to have conversations like this, you know, and it's really important too.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the more like it all sounds like rather woo woo, but I do think it's actually really, it's one of like the most honest conversations that we've had on the podcast of like starting out in this like the whole podcast is about starting out in the industry and how to, when it all seems so overwhelming,
right?
But like then it's also like, how does that play into like real life,
actual life?
Well, that's that's
what we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's a matter of like wake up and like try to, I don't know, I think you can, in this industry you can kind of get consumed with the idea of like greatness and future, and I think if you try to live a life that's like goodness, it plants you right now. You know, and it's like, what do you want your life to look like every day when you wake up? That's kind of the question you need to ask yourself.
We literally said that walking in here of like, that's a real question you have to ask yourself.
Totally.
Where it's not, I want to be a director, I want to be a producer, I want to be a writer, I want to be a studio exec. It's like, what type of life do you want to live?
What does that look like for your kids? What does that look like for your partner?
For sure.
You know, what does that look like for the people around you? How do they see you?
And by the way, it's all doable. Like, you can have an amazing relationship for 10 years, from 20 to 30.
Yeah.
And have made 25 features.
Well, that's the thing. I also think like what we're
you know what I mean? Like it's you can you know what I mean? But seriously, it's like
I can
cool.
make fucking
You can go
95 features in
you
2
could go
years,
do it
yeah.
tomorrow. Like
not
okay.
only that, like we're 25.
Yeah.
How many years are we into our career? How many years do we have? A long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it kind of can take the stress off if you think about it that way.
Yeah.
And I think by pushing yourself into a corner and being like, I can't do that. I can't go outside because I have to write because Curry Barker is writing. Or because Kane Parsons is writing.
It's always those.
You know?
stories,
And it's like, you're good.
I heard
you know?
a friend, this is like I liked this when a friend told me this. A friend told me, she's like a musical artist, and she was like, what I love about when I meet a director is that there's a long runway. Where for music, it's like, oh, it has to happen right now, or in her experience, like, right now. And she's like, there's something so like sure and confident when I meet someone who's a director, where it's like, in 10 years, you're gonna be like, whoa, that guy was here the whole time. Guy gender non-conforming. And I'm like, you're right. There is a little bit of like, I have more of a pace in the life that I've chosen.
Yes.
Like a calm pace.
There's a calm confidence and that goes so far.
Yeah.
You know, where if you're able to bring that with you, and I think that does come with, like you said, you had that pilot and they're like, okay, what about the feature? It's like, they are right.
Yeah.
Like you need to prove that you're not here for a month.
Mm-hmm.
You wrote one thing off a whim and it
That's
worked.
The thing.
It's
you
like,
need the staying power to prove to them,
Yes.
like, I want this to be the rest of my life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they see that and will feel like, I mentioned Curry Barker, but like, and Kane too. These kids are so, like, they deserve this shit.
For sure.
You look at these kids of like what they've built and what they've done for the past 15 years, half their lives, maybe more of that.
Yeah.
They deserve this shit.
And doing multi-hyphenate work too, both of them.
Yes. Like they have been on this. It's not like they just showed up.
Right.
Like they have been on this and grinding with
And
no
learning
praise.
from every part of it. In different.
Exactly.
That's what's so cool is coming from like different directions of learning every part.
Yes.
You know, you find your way in to getting to the higher level projects.
Yes.
Yeah. I think of that with my friend Justin often.
Yeah.
He does a lot of VFX work.
Cool.
But he's a director and he's an amazing director.
Yeah. It's a really cool place to start.
For sure.
In VFX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Animation.
I can't do VFX.
Yeah.
Me neither. That's why he gets all the money.
Some people.
Yeah, we talked to. I mean, we know VFX people, but
Yeah.
We don't know.
we don't know
VFX.
how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Anytime,
we really,
guys.
really appreciate.
Yeah, we'll see you later. I'm kidding. You
coming
can
on.
imagine ending right now.
We've covered so much. It's been such a fruitful conversation. We do ask one final question.
Okay.
To all of our guests.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is.
Good.
Wait, exciting.
And it is intentionally vague, so take it how you want. What is the dream for you?
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna stretch while I think about it.
Take your
please.
time.
Most
Take your
people
time.
have to, recalibrate a little bit.
Recalibrate.
Stretch.
Okay, my dream is to have the feeling I have on set with my friends now and make that a scalable feeling for the rest of my life.
Done.
There we go.
Yeah.
Good.
Well
Someone
said.
else start paying for it, please.
Well said.
More.
Oh yeah.
A lot more, but
A lot
it's,
more.
I think what my dream is to not lose the feeling that makes me love doing this.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And you will do that, you know. It's been really fun
thanks,
to see
Luke.
you grow through the lens of 50/50.
What a privilege.
You know?
Seriously.
I remember the first time I met Luke, and he was scooching down an aisle in the Eileen Norris Theater at Cam's Fest, and he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm making a film festival, and I would love for you to submit seance to it.
Oh, that's
Yes, you were
crazy.
literally like you were like scooching down the aisle trying to make sure I didn't leave before you said something to me.
That's so funny.
And you were like, you should submit it, and I think you either gave me like a QR code or something.
Yeah.
And
You love QR codes.
and it
QR
rocks.
codes.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to watch you guys. I mean, Brain Dead was amazing.
Thank you.
So
We'll be back
what you
in
guys have
October.
built is amazing.
October.
Back October
Okay.
18th. Horror Fest there.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. It really is like, and Johnny was here right before, you know, like it's Andrew and Arthur, like I know you have developed relationships with
produced for me
them.
also.
Cooper, of course. Like this group has really blossomed and grown, and like now the LMU kids that I'm sure
Yeah.
you've met
Oh,
and everything. And
I've
like,
met.
have worked with probably.
Yeah.
And like
You're probably sick of them by this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I actually
'Cause Kate is
I
on
owe
here,
Jacob
too.
something too.
and Jacob, there you go.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Nifty overlap as well, which we
all
love
the festivals.
Nifty.
This is the cool thing is that and people are, that's what's so cool is that in 10 years, we will all have known each other this long because we all do the festivals together. Like we all know each other.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of growing together and it's nice.
Which is really fun.
Yeah.
Relationships.
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 You should title this episode Relationships with Parker.
How to Relationships. Parker Fenady. Done.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Parker.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bam. Come on.
There we go.
Did you learn something? I'm like your mom. Did you learn something in this episode? I hope so. Or not. That's okay. Thanks for hanging. Make sure you follow us at the 50/50 Fest on Instagram. And give us 5 stars because why not? Why not? Subscribe. Why not? You know? Why not? Okay, bye.